Cricket and choices go hand in hand. Now, these are not the choices that are made just between overs and wickets, but also from the heart. There are moments of truth that truly test a player for everything that he knows and stands for. Welcome to the League of Platinum Men. Hi everyone, I'm Archana Vijaya, and joining me today is someone who many believe is at the forefront of the new wave of Indian players. A nightmare for bowlers and a true man of platinum who's come face to face with his moments of truth many a times and come out shining through it all. Please welcome KL Rahul. KL, very good to see you again as always, and I can't wait to hear all your stories.
Thank you, Archana. I've quite enjoyed being here and speaking about men in cricket that have truly inspired me. And also I'm excited to hear what we're going to speak about today. And then I'll pick my League of Platinum Men, which is my favorite part.
This league is a really exclusive one, isn't it? Because one really needs to embody all the values that come with it. We've spoken about compassion, inclusiveness. Today we're going to talk about something that's a sort of underrated value, and that is of perseverance. And what better way to start talking about perseverance than to talk about your recent knock at the Lords? That century, it was phenomenal to watch. What were you going through?
To speak about that, firstly, I'll have to rewind the clock 2 years back when I got dropped from the test team, and then I came back into the test team after a couple of series. But I've been waiting on the sidelines for quite a while. It's been 16, 18 months that I've been sitting and warming benches, which is really, really hard after having played 30, 35 odd test matches, and you still have to wait on the sidelines, which is, any sportsman would say is not an easy thing to do. And for those 16 or 18 months, I've had to really, really work hard. And like you mentioned, that's where the perseverance really comes to play, where I had to really keep working hard, keep my patience, and keep that belief in me that all this hard work will lead to good things. So yeah, and when we went to England as well, it just it happened. That the opportunity came my way, because I wasn't going to start in the playing 11, and unfortunately somebody got injured, and then a day before the game they told me that I had to open the batting. Like I said, I've been out of the team for a while, and I've been waiting and sitting outside and waiting for my opportunity. And as soon as it came, I was firstly very
raring to go.
Yeah, I was raring to go. I was very hungry, and I was I really wanted to go out there and do the job for the team. When I got the opportunity, and Lords doesn't get bigger than playing a test match in Lords. We lost the toss, we had to bat, and it was everything against us. It was completely favouring the English team. They were bowling on a slightly damp pitch, overcast conditions, name it, and it was all stacked up against us. So I quite enjoyed being there, and I really like I said, I was hungry to do well for my team. So I took up that challenge, and I knew I had to, it was my responsibility along with my partner Rohit Sharma and the other guys to bat, that we had to put up a decent first innings total. So every step of the way I was really focused, and Lord's century is always special. You get your
and you have
every
your name etched
yes,
there.
yeah, I know.
That is really, really special.
Every 100 obviously is very, very special. You can't choose between any of your hundreds, but obviously.
But at the Lords, it's extremely special.
Yeah, it is that one step higher than any other centuries. I think playing for the country has always been everybody's dream, and you have this opportunity, and you realize how much you need to value each game and each day that you have the opportunity to step onto the field with India colours. So you keep trying to work harder and harder on yourself and keep getting better. You realize sometimes that with perseverance you've somehow reached a level where even you couldn't have imagined you could be there.
So we've established that you can really be persevering on the field, but what about off it?
There have been a lot of things, a lot of times that I've had to endure bad times, and one such episode did happen in 2019 where I got suspended from the team and I wasn't part of the team for a while. So it was emotionally a very, very difficult,
taxing.
Yeah, very, very difficult time for me because I hadn't been through something like that. So you're so new to it, you don't know what to do. But I was, I shut myself and stayed in a room, didn't do anything, and I wanted to give up, and that was the easy bit. But then after a few days you realize what's more important, and things do happen, and you need to learn from it and get better. So those few weeks or that 1 month that I was by myself and trying reflecting and worked harder and became a better man, that will be very close to me. And those are learnings and things in life. I think I feel very fortunate that I went through it. I didn't see it when I was going through it, but once looking back at it, you realize why things happen.
That is so endearing to hear you tell us about how you used perseverance to go through your journey. But as a team, when has perseverance played a part to overcome a tricky situation?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a couple of instances come to my mind, but the most recent one that happened in England when we were playing the test match in Lords. Again, I go back to Lords because it was such a historic victory for us. We went into day 5 and not a lot of people gave us a chance to win that test match. We were actually looking, staring at defeat. But the way we started, it started with a lot of heat, that test match, because there was some heated arguments between Bumrah and their bowlers, and they weren't too kind to our batsmen. Shami and Bumrah took a few blows, but they showed a lot of guts, they showed a lot of mettle, and then they put us in a winning position. So having seen all of that, the whole dressing room was really charged, and we really wanted to go out there and prove a point. And we had 60 overs to do it, which realistically, I mean, not a lot of times will a team bowl out the opposition on the last day on a flat pitch in 60 overs. But the way we started, the way every bowler bowled, they bowled their heart out, and especially Siraj, who's out of the 4, he's the least experienced, and he hasn't played a lot of international cricket. But I think he bowled an unbelievable and an unplayable spell almost, and he was patient. He persevered for, he kept going at it over after over, and he ended up getting 4 wickets in the second innings and got 8 wickets in the test match, which, if I remember correctly, is the most by an Indian bowler in Lords. So he was just so brilliant in that game and in that day. So these are things that you'll remember, and it's still so fresh. It's still so fresh because it just happened a month ago. So for me, that was very special, and I'll always remember it and always think about how we persevered through that test match, and especially on that day.
I totally agree. I think Siraj was definitely a force to reckon with on that day. But speaking of perseverance, I think it would be unfair if we don't mention Brian Charles Lara. I mean, batting for 778 minutes, I don't even know how many hours, and scoring 400 runs. That's incredible, isn't it?
I totally agree. I mean, the only other highest score than 400 is 501, which is also by him. And I mean, I can't even think how he did it, but I'm sure if I speak to him, he will say it's his dedication and his perseverance that led him to do that. So he will definitely be in my league of platinum men, without a doubt.
Yeah. For sure. To sum up our session, and everybody else watching, I'm sure you'd agree with me, KL, that we have concluded that perseverance is what moves teams and people to greatness. Definitely something that you sit up and take note of, and something that puts you in that league of platinum men. Before we close, it's time for some Yorkers. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right, let's do it. Make the record for the most number of balls played in an innings or the most number of boundaries hit.
Personally, I'd prefer most number of boundaries, but...
Of course you would.
Yeah, I would, but if the situation demands for you to play more balls, then... Well, depends on the situation.
Award for diplomacy again.
That is the only right answer. There is no right answer.
Correct. A quickfire century or a slow, hard-fought one?
Again. I mean, how can I answer this? Depends on what format you're playing.
Just choose one.
A fast 100.
Thanks. A test century or a T20 century, what's more satisfying?
Come on, man. It's impossible
They're meant to be Yorkers.
choose. Yeah.
Come on.
A test century.
If you had to pick a test match you wish you had played, that would be? And tell us one legendary test match in the initial years of your career.
One test match that I'd want to be a part of that I wasn't, like from the years when I was watching growing up, would be the test match in Calcutta when India played Australia and Dravid and Lakshman had that huge partnership, and we came back into the game and won the game. That's a game that I would want to be part of. And during the time I was part of the team and I was outside, probably be the game in Brisbane in Gabba when we won the game, won the series also against Australia.
Right, great answers.
Yeah.
You've answered these questions in true KL style. And speaking of style, that bracelet looks amazing. How did you manage to put this look together?
Thank you, firstly. And I've gone for a simple ring and a bracelet. I'm not a guy who's too loud and likes to wear things that are blingy. So yeah, just a simple ring and this bracelet that really goes well with my outfit.
You definitely seem to know a thing or two about style. So if you had to design an accessory made of platinum, what would it be?
Like I said in the previous episode, I have newfound love for rings. So probably would design a ring
that's a pretty cool one.
That's a cool one. So probably design one more which is minimalistic and which is quite simple, but you can wear it probably with formals or even if you're wearing athleisure.
Thank you, KL, for being with us here today and for your fabulous picks of the League of Platinum Men, the ones who persevered, the ones who make impossible look easy. I can't wait for the next episode where we dive further into the world of these legendary League of Platinum Men. Until next time, it's KL and Archana signing off. Bye.